this ring here is the opening that the 4 RS-25s flowed through. We call it a fiber opening.
Mike, the other day I was talking to him, he goes, so Friday, he goes, that's not video, that's just, I said, no, I said, yeah.
I actually had a fellowship down here at Stennis for the last 3 years of my PhD that got me exposed to this area. So kind of the whole thing, it was just kind of building blocks again. It was kind of seeing it, kind of having that engineering knack, engineering mindset, if you will, of, man, this stuff looks really fun. And then, you know, having the different exposures throughout my life, it just kept kind of building on it. We are connected to the Pearl River. So that was one of the critical areas back in the 60s, we understand, of why this place was sited here. The Saturn stages were being built at Nugent, and they needed a way to get them here. You can't take something that big over the road easily. You've got underpasses, overpasses, weights, all kinds of stuff. You can imagine the traffic jam too. You know, workforce is very important, right? We can't do this. You know, this wasn't a 1 or a 2 person job. You know, this was teams of hundreds of people that came in, that different backgrounds, different experiences, that all made this happen together. So this area has that kind of talent. You know, it's been rooted down here for generations, and a lot of people see it as it's a badge of honor to work here.
So we put the rocket in a stand, we fill it with propellants, and then we run the full engine test like we would fly. We want to make sure all the engines perform and this core stage performs as designed. And then we put it back onto the barge and ship it to Kennedy, where they stack it in a vertical assembly center as we got Artemis 1, and then you launch it. So Kennedy is the stacking and launching. Stennis is the testing of the big stages, and Michoud is the fabrication and construction of the core stage.
Aerojet rocket down out of West Palm Beach. So, as stated, this is exciting times for U.S. We're just now starting the activities here.
Send the heat choke to MAF. We'll machine and then take samples and do a lot of post-flight correlation.
Those was where the SRB is attached to. The inner tank is the only article that is bolted together.
Here, in a couple weeks, the cap will then be loaded on and close out and make a complete dome.
There's second and third generation people here, you know, with their parents or grandparents. People that come here, that live here, want to stay here. And we got people that come, you know, it's not parochial where it's all Louisiana, but people that want to be, they love the area and be here. And that's what we want. We want people that are going to be vested in this facility, in this program here, and not passing through. And that way they take pride, and that's what we got. They take pride in making sure that we build a good product. That's the key, a quality product. And pride in the facility and the surrounding area, right?
All right, anything else question-wise for our core stage barrels here? And then we build 5 barrel, so the longest you'll see in here, and the forward skirt is the shortest for our core stage.
But the after structure, you can see this queen.
And we have that, you know, the pride that, you know, my parents worked here, my grandparents, and even people it's the first time. they get the energy right because they, you know, it's getting close. We're getting ready to launch the rocket that these people built, right? How cool is that, right? You can say, I worked on that rocket, you know? I mean, that's it. And they're working on the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one, the fifth one. The Ryan crew capsule, this guy's built a crew capsule that's going to have crew in it next launch after this. I mean, how many people get to say that in the world, right? Not many.
Oxygen tank put together, and then we start processing. This building itself.
In the back corner over there, they'll also be loaded up here shortly. They get loaded on this end feeder. This is an air bearing.
Where two of our components come together and those bolts that go through. So that's what we spray the TPS over. So you'll see the forward skirt, then we've got the LOX tank. So there's a tank in between those two. The inner tank.
Stennis Space Center is located in South Mississippi. Mission Assembly Facility is located right outside of New Orleans, South Louisiana. And the employees that work here live in one of these two areas. And so when we think about the technology and the advanced technology of space travel and large liquid rocket engines and astronauts sitting on top of these engines and flying into space safely, and that's being done by Mississippians. That's being done by Louisianans.